And a lot of times, you end up doing it as a family business, which I think you're really great at. I love watching your content and seeing, especially your two girls. Your son does too. He gets into it, but the two girls, I mean, they are just like, I could tell you that in the future, you're in trouble. Hello and welcome back to Be Life Changers. I am your host, Kathy Coates, and today I have a very special episode for you. I have Monique with us today, Monique Lewis with Mo Sophisticated Events. She is a powerhouse right here in the Kansas City area, bringing up the pop-up shopping events here and much more. She loves to support small businesses, so I'm excited to have her here right here at JT Visuals. Did you check this place out? It is awesome. I love JT Visuals. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for always making each and every one of my episodes look perfect. And they are JT Visuals without the I, because they are definitely more than meets the eye. So welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. And yes, it was amazing walking in. They have a definitely big setup and it was beautiful here.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love the purple, my purple mics.
Oh yeah, yes, purple royalty.
So if you're listening, you're gonna have to go check us out on YouTube so you can see the actual video. But the purple, I feel like I'm purple in lights, but so it's super fun. It's fun. And I love showcasing small businesses. Be Life Changers is all about real people, real stories, and real change. And Monique, you are making a super big change here in Kansas City, a huge impact on our community. So I am honored to have you here today. I was so excited to meet you and just listen to your story. It's so powerful. And I wanted to share that with my audience so they could know just a little piece of you, kind of know where to find you here in Kansas City. So I'm excited to share with you her story.
If you've been thinking about making your own podcast like the one that you're watching or listening to right now, then JT Visuals is definitely the way to go. And that's JT Visuals without the I, because there's more than meets the eye. Podcasts for business are popping like crazy. Everyone and their mom is starting a podcast. Why should you start one? Well, because the truth is it's actually still not too saturated. Not only do you get a show that's all about your business and bringing on guests and spotlighting them and stories, but you're also getting clips and media to put onto social media platforms. Whatever your vision is for your business that you want to accomplish and how you help people, social media is the outreach for that. And when you have a podcast show, it is the easiest way to get started and to conquer that social media that everyone's telling you you need to be doing. We will do everything, so all you have to do is help come up with topics in collaboration with us, show up for a couple hours, and then leave, and everything else is handled for you. We would love to have a quick call with you to see if podcasting is right for you and if JT Visuals is the way to go for you. Just go to our website at jtvisuals.com. That's jtvsuals.com. jtvsuals.com. And now, back to the show.
And so let's get into it and let's learn more about you. Yes, she was very young when she started. And so I'm going to let you roll with that and tell us your story about how Mo Sophisticated Events came in.
Awesome. So like she said, it started right out of high school with my best friend. We got pretty far and just kind of took a pause just because we didn't have the resources or the mentor that we do now. And then life kind of happened. I had kids. I have 3 kids now. And so that's kind of where Mo Sophisticated kind of branded from. I like the elegance, so that's kind of where my name came from. It's Mo from Monique. I have a couple family members in my family that call me Mo, so it just made sense to kind of add that all together. So that's how it kind of came about.
I love it. I call her Mo, too. Like, I'll be like, hey, Mo. I was always getting it confused. I'm like, oh, hey, Most Sophisticated Events. But I love it because you don't forget the name. That's very important when you're picking a name is picking a name that people are going to remember.
Yes.
And I believe that's a powerful name. It's got that elegance with sophisticated and Mo with the character because I love it. I love it. And so take us back to high school just a little bit when you got started. How did the idea come about?
So I've always been like a helper and a giver. And so I've always wanted to do something that was in that kind of realm of things. And so I kind of, growing up in a big family, we've always done events, getting together for like the holidays and everything. So that's kind of where it ultimately stemmed from, is I wanted to just do something in the same instance of that. And so that's kind of where it came from.
Awesome. And so you said you and your best friend, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And so what kind of things did you guys do in high school?
We did a lot of things. So first out of high school, we wanted to do healthcare and the healthcare industry. And so I do full-time healthcare right now.
Okay.
And so that's just coming from the giving side of things. And so, yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Getting to know you, your heart, you are a true giver.
Passion.
Really good with people and a passion for people. And so I think that's awesome. It's a great tie, too. You get to be able to help people during the day and then have like fun events in the in the evening and afternoon. So tell us a little bit about when did you have children?
So I had children at a young age. So I was 19 when I had my first son.
Okay.
And so that in hand is just a big change and shift on how growing up is. You have a new responsibility. And so that kind of is where I took my pause, kind of raising that, trying to figure out my new lifestyle and raising the baby at a young age. And so that's kind of where my pause went. I recently just restarted back doing more sophisticated events after rebranding and still having that passion of becoming an entrepreneur. Now that I have 3 kids, the entrepreneurship is really kicking into hard drive just because I want to spend more time with my kids.
Right.
And so since I've always had that passion, that's kind of where I wanted to go and start my own business just so I can make my own schedule and spend more time with them.
Right. That's awesome. I think that's what's great to point out is that, you get that time freedom, when you are able to find something that you can put your gifts and talents and abilities into and turn it into a business.
Yes.
And a lot of times, you end up doing it as a family business, which I think you're really great at. I love watching your content and seeing, especially your 2 girls. Your son does too. He gets into it, but the 2 girls, they are just like, I could tell you that in the future you're in trouble. They're definitely going to be on the forefront of and go-getters for sure. Reminds me of my own daughter a lot. She was always the light of attention and always loved to like perform, and so now she is a rap artist here in town and a model and a business owner. And so she loves doing those things too. But it was because of I truly believe one of the reasons I think it is because, she was in that environment of entrepreneurship. And, you're going to thank yourself for that. Your kids are going to see and glean off what you do right now.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's so important. And again, you're getting that time freedom to be with your kids. But I just love watching your content and seeing you guys. You definitely have to check out her on Facebook and Instagram. They always have reels and TikToks up that are fun to follow. I know recently we went at our business meeting on Friday. That was a lot of fun. We met at Panera and had our business meeting, but she went and picked up the girls, and I have never been to Duck Donuts.
Yeah.
And so that was crazy. But we got in there, and her girls, they are just so fun. I mean, it was so fun. But Duck Donuts is a fun place to be within itself. I mean, there were so many donuts. I didn't know.
And they make everything fresh and homemade, and they put all the toppings on it.
It was that's what they kept saying. You got to come over here. They're going to come out fresh and hot. Yeah. And you get to watch them make it. So it's pretty cool because you get to see that experience of them making the donut. But your girls they just made it, the experience so much more. They have this lemon in a thing of water, and you have to put a quarter on top of it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And it has to say they're 5 seconds,
Yeah.
I think. So you'll have to definitely go check out that reel that we did. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they had me put the quarter on it for 5 seconds. Needless to say,
I think we only made it to 3 seconds.
yeah, you guys did. Mine said wah 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 flip, quickly.
Yeah, we got to
flip.
master that.
Yeah, we have to go back. I mean, that keeps you coming back more and more just
Oh,
to
yeah.
try to win the free. Was it 6 donuts? I think, or
Yeah.
something like
Yep.
that. But
Yep.
yeah, but it is so fun. But I mean, I know it's a blast for you. Getting back up and going, and I know you have a lot on your heart that you want to share and do for the community. So let's dig into that just a little bit. I know. Tell me your vision. Where do you see most sophisticated events? I know you've done a few pop-up shopping events. That's where we've seen each other.
Yes.
I had saw online. I kind of been watching your content a little bit, and I was like, I'm just going to show up. And so it was at Hometown Olathe Family Farm. You had a pop-up shopping event there recently. And I remember coming in, and that day it rained.
Yeah.
But that happens sometimes. But it was great. There were still people that came.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the people still come in the rain. So just remember when you do see events, come in the rain anyway, But it was fun. You had a great variety of vendors that were popped up. So it was so fun. I had a lot of fun that day.
Yeah.
Even though I got to meet you, which was the cherry on top of everything. But and I also got to meet Ann that day as well. She was helping you.
Yes.
And
I think you met my family members as well.
Yes, I
so
did
you
get,
met
and your
everybody.
sister, because your sister has a catering business, correct?
Yes.
And what's the name of her business?
Letitia's Kitchen.
Letitia's Kitchen. And I remember that day because I had, she had made these jalapeno
Stuffed
sausages.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys, those jalapeno stuffed sausages were the bomb. I should have got both. Not that the hamburger wasn't good, because the hamburger was super good, but I was just very impressed with those sausages. So, yeah. So I mean, it looks like your whole family is entrepreneur.
Yes.
I love it. And I love that your whole family came and supported you there. That's super important when you can have that community around you, that support around you, and to have your family be there.
Yeah.
That's super important, and being able to do that. So that's super fun. So fun. So I know you're coming back into things, and I know you have a vision to really help and a passion to help small businesses. So tell me your vision, kind of where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
So ultimately, I want to open my own event space. And by doing that, I want to give vendors and everybody in the local community just a home to either continue doing the pop-ups or having a space to do co-working areas. Just a home for people just to really, be the face of just being in the community. Ultimately, just doing that, being the face of the community, doing the pop-ups, doing the smaller events. I know I want to do here in the next couple months, doing a vendor appreciation night to where we just have the vendors come in and just appreciate them. I just really have a true passion of being able to help others.
Right.
So
that's awesome. Well, I know when we partnered together, because Monique and I are doing quite a few things, so be checking it out on both of our sites, because we do have some events that are coming up. We're going to be doing some things. But it's a pleasure to be able to have you as a client now. And be her mentor, because when I met you, it was almost seeing myself many years back. And that's what I really have a passion to do now, is take other, small businesses who are wanting to get out there, coordinators who are wanting to do the pop-up shopping event, but kind of not sure, how or what they want to do. Or, I love promoting small businesses. So, of course, promoting them. So, of course, being your promoter is a pleasure. Because we are so like-minded in a lot of areas. And one of those things is being very organized. I got to say, Monique, you are very organized, and that's very important in this realm. So that when you're putting on an event like that and bringing your community in, you're very good at picking the vendors that you have come in and communicating with them. So I want to give you kudos for that. Because, I know not always do you see that, but you see the importance in that, being very organized and setting up, your the way you pick your vendors and making sure that there's not too many of, one type of business or two of the same businesses. And I love how you don't put them right next to each other. We organize things a lot pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And so I think that's great because, when the community comes in is a great experience for them. Not only that, you find fun things like the, pampering and the prizes and, the music and the food, guys, like food trucks. Like we always want something fun to do because, that was my passion back then. And of course, I'm sure it was yours too, because, being a mom and now staying home, that we need those minutes of me time, like to get out, to be able to get away from our busy life, our jobs, and having something fun to do. And it has everything that us women like to do, shopping, pampering, prizes, and men, hey, it has what you like to. You get to go out there and spend money and shop and have a few beers or drink or, it's like, but yeah, we have a lot of fun things. I think the last event we had some cornhole going on. Wasn't there a cornhole competition?
Yes.
Yeah. So we have everything for the family. So that makes it super fun to get out and do because it's important. I think it's important to take that pause and being able to just break away from your everyday life and go do something fun.
Yeah.
And the neat thing about this is that we're also helping small businesses launch. Like some of them are just getting launched.
Yes.
Some of them have been out and that's the only way. That's their brick and mortar basically is the pop-up shopping events. So know how important it is to come out and support that local community. Look for those festivals. Look for those pop-up shopping events. You're helping a vision. You're helping a dream come true. And Monique and I both have a passion for helping those businesses do that and be able to get that out there. But who doesn't like to throw a good party, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I love parties. And so I think that's, important that people know that that's out there. I think they know, that the small businesses are there, but they're always thinking that maybe they're in, all like, downtown or in a brick and mortars. But those pop-up shopping events, like actually you get to shop with anywhere from 20 to 50 vendors, So I think that's super important and you're helping each and every one of those kind of like come about, so.
And I think that's one thing about most sophisticated events that stands out a lot is I personally pick and choose my vendors. And I've been lucky enough to have vendors that are all very positive and joy. So when you come to one of my pop-ups, you actually feel the atmosphere of all the positivity that we have from the vendors to the pop-up. A lot of my pop-ups are experience more than a pop-up. So you're not just doing shopping. So I kind of know like the background of being a single mom, like stepping out of the house and everything's expensive now. And so all of my events are free to attend for the public. I'm always having special little touches, whether it be a bounce house or a popcorn machine. I know the last one that we had in July was the Christmas in July, and we had Santa and the Grinch come, and we had the free photo ops there. And so I try to give a little bit more experience than just shopping because I know just how expensive it is to, step out the house if you have more than one child. So
oh, yeah, definitely.
Try to get it to be family friendly.
Yeah, being family friendly and having those things to do, it is free to come in. Most of your, pop-up shopping events and festivals, and if there is, it's a very small cost. Sometimes maybe get a VIP ticket. I know sometimes the ones I host, a lot of times I'll have free to get in, but then you have like your VIP so you can get some, different special prizes and, a special place to hang out and take photo ops and, special drinks and all that kind of fun stuff. So it kind of heightens it, but it's never expensive. That way you can come out and take those, a little bit and shop with the community because that's both of our heart is to get people out and spending money with that small community because, again, it is taking someone who is wanting to build a lot of times to be home, just like yourself. A lot of people are women who are wanting to be home or families who are wanting to be together to raise their kids at that time. So a lot of times, your small business is incorporated around that. So when you are spending, you are helping them be able to do those things and be there. And I love like when I see some of the vendors, I know you probably do too, when you see the whole family in there doing it and the kids come out and they're being helpful. And so I know your kids are pretty involved in doing a lot of things too, from the setup to even that day. What are some of their favorite things to do?
They love sitting up with the vendors. So I just let them know, hey, my kids are available for helping. They help bring in boxes if they need to. They help the vendors set up their tables. They kind of love just being a part of the vendor show. And so I take them to almost to every one of my pop-ups. And so if you see me, you're going to see them walking around helping it as well. So they have lots of fun.
And I think that's important, even like with myself, I have my son who's Gabriel, who is deaf and autistic. And so my whole vision around, my purpose is, to be there with him as well. And so those stories are important. I love hearing those stories. I don't know about you, but I do. I love hearing the stories. So if you are a business and, make sure you're telling your story, because us, the community, and I know you, the community, wants to hear more of those stories behind your business. I mean, I think that's important to be able to see this kind of like the behind the scenes, I mean, that's really what sells. That's what people want to hear. And I think that, a lot with you and what you're doing, which is making a big impact on the community, is you're bringing those stories out. And that's the one reason I had you on here is because you are bringing those stories out. You're not just doing a pop-up vendor show where everybody can just come shop and go home, or you're making it a full experience, and you're also incorporating stories and bringing those stories out, even within them on, the Facebook event, having the back, telling the stories of the vendors. I think that's super important because we as a community want to know where that came from.
Yeah.
Why is somebody doing what they're doing? And I just love it. I love, when I go into even a restaurant that might be a small community restaurant, I love hearing the story about how they got started, or, I mean, to me, it's just enlightening. Plus, you know where your money's going.
Yep.
It's supporting something that's important. It's not all going into big corporate's pocket. It's helping, that family. And I think that is super, super important. But I think, again, with that, bringing those stories out and bringing the vendors and the vendors and them together, it tells more of a story and also lets them know the power of collaboration.
Yes.
Which I think a lot of times, each business, sometimes we get so busy, doing our own thing, we don't realize, I could get there a lot faster if I would, incorporate another business in what I'm doing. And I think that's why I think that's why I navigated a lot when I started into the pop-up shopping events, is because it was helping more than one business at one time. We were collaborating and coming together. It brings everyone together, that they're all sharing their audiences and bringing a big amount of people together to have fun and experience something fun. But I think that also helps you as a business, you feel the love, the support, you're needing that, to come forth. And so I think that's what's really powerful about the pop-up shopping events all over Kansas City, because, I mean, there's more than just yours and mine and everybody together. There's so many of them. But I think what is our heart recently, what we've talked about, is the power of coordinators coming together and even doing it more together, because I think, that helps the vendors feel a little more secure, so that they know they're with, a solid company, that their money and their dollars are being spent well, but that when more than one coordinator's mind is together, and it helps with the workload too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not one person's doing it all, but I mean, that power of collaboration, I think, is, so important. So
I definitely
important.
agree. Yes.
Yeah. So, but, well, thank you so much for being here and telling us about your story. I know there's a lot coming up. Tell us how we can follow you. How can everybody follow you to know what events that you do have coming up?
So I am across the socials at Most Sophisticated Events. I'm heavier on Facebook, but I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. So Most Sophisticated Events. You can also email me at mostsophisticatedevents@gmail.com. You can also sign up for my newsletter. I send out a weekly newsletter just giving updates on my upcoming events as well.
Okay. And so what type of vendors are you looking for? So like who would you want to follow you as in vendors? Well, in the community, we all know everybody needs to follow us to know where the next event is. But if you're a small business and you're looking for a place to pop up and be in a shopping event, what is your main focus? Like what do you like to have at
So
your
I'm
pop-ups?
pretty much open to all kind of vendors. I know we have even youth vendors sometimes, so
Okay.
it's no age limit. I do look for anybody that's doing home crafts to small businesses that are in the local area where we're doing the pop-ups. So it's pretty much open. I do a process of picking out my vendors. So I ask them on my sheet what they do. And so that's kind of what my process is. So
Yeah. So you can kind of hand select and make sure that you don't have too many of the same,
Yes.
type of business. Yeah, that's super important.
Yeah.
And I love that you do showcase the young entrepreneur because just like yourself,
Yes.
building that vision of young entrepreneurship is super important. I think it's fun. A shout out to my friends at Just for Her, for our fellow events. They do a great job of bringing in the youth as well, having a whole section for the young entrepreneurs. So I think it'd be fun. I think one of these days we just need to do a whole kid one. I agree. I think maybe this next summer. I think that's something we need to do. This next summer, like the whole.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely, definitely. But I'm excited. I'm excited to work with you and be able to help behind the scenes on some of those events. And I know you're even wanting to branch out and do some more like unique events, smaller events, kind of like some sip and paints and some kind of fun stuff.
Yes.
So be looking on the horizon for that. But yeah, so I'm excited to work with you. I love, promoting small business. So if you're looking for someone to promote your business or if you're another coordinator needing help, make sure you reach out. I would love to help you as well at Kathy Coates Events. And so, but thank you for being on the show. It's great. I think the big takeaway I want for today is for people to know that when you get started, sometimes you do have to take a pause. And that is normal. A pause is fine. That happens in life. Sometimes, we don't, foresee what life brings. We get started and, it's about taking that vision and following it and knowing that you don't need to force doors to open, that those doors open naturally. And so I'm proud that you did that, took that pause because our family is important. It needs to come first. But I love how you've incorporated your family and come back stronger than ever before. So thank you. Yes. Well, thank you
for an honor.
Yes. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in to Be Life Changers. And we will be back with another episode real soon.